Good morning everyone, it's Michelle here. Hope you're doing well. As you can see from the cloud coverage, it's very overcast and I think it's about to start raining, so we're heading for the safety of the trees. I'm going to have a talk to you about a case that I've been following but I haven't mentioned yet on this channel, and that is the disturbing death of Jelani Day. I'm going to give you an overview of it and highlight some of the really disturbing findings from his autopsy that has been released. The whole report hasn't been released as far as I know, but the Chicago Sun-Times has reported some of the findings and they are shocking. They really are. I was shocked when I saw what they'd found. Before that though, I'm just going to give you a quick update on Don Wells and Brian Laundrie. Don and Candice do appear to be going on Dr. Phil. Their local newspaper, the Rogersville Review, has released a statement or an article. I can't read the full article, I can only read the headline because I'm in Europe and some US sites are blocked in Europe for whatever reason. It's like a, I don't know, legal thing. So I can't read the full report, but as long as their source is a credible one, then it is true. Don and Candice are going on Dr. Phil, but the date that it's going to air has not been released yet, as far as I know. As I record this, it's about 8:30 on Tuesday. So that's what I was waiting for. I was waiting for some kind of confirmation from the media. They don't always get it right, but let's just assume now that they are going on Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil isn't paid enough to deal with Don and Candice. I don't care how much he's paid. He's not paid enough to deal with those two. But that should be really interesting. Now, in relation to Brian Laundrie, he's still missing. There's very few media outside now, and the search is really kind of, taken a downturn. There's questions being asked on the media about the legalities. I posted like a short clip from News Nation Now over on my other channel, Michelle Walks, because it's from a news report and they might copyright claim it. And as I've said in previous videos, anything that I think might get copyright claimed, I'm going to put it over on that channel. So go and follow Michelle Walks, just so you get updated on those things, if you would like to. Gabby Petito, her autopsy results, we believe, are going to be released today. So it's 12:30 Mountain Time, 2:30 Eastern Time, and that equates to 7:30 PM my time. I am going to try and stream the conference, so as long as I can get a reliable link to it, I'll put up a scheduler and I'll stream it live on this channel. Hopefully that doesn't get copyright claimed, but we're going to have a discussion as well, so it'll be an opportunity for you to ask any questions, just discuss what's going on so far in the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito, or indeed Summer Wells case. So hopefully I'll be able to do that, so look out for the scheduler later on. If no scheduler pops up, it means that I'm not able to find a reliable way to stream it. Alright, so that was a long intro, but I want to talk about the disturbing death of Jelani Day. As I said in the intro, I've been following this case for a while, but other people were covering it and it piqued my interest, but I didn't talk about it because there wasn't a great deal to say, but there is now. And it's so shocking. So I'm going to give you a brief overview in case you haven't heard of Jelani Day and what's happened so far, and then we're going to not look at the autopsy report because as far as I know it's not released, but discuss the shocking findings. So Jelani is a graduate student. He was doing a master's degree, hoping to become a doctor at Illinois State University. 25 years old, very, very studious, like top of his class in his bachelor's degree and hoping to become a doctor in the field of speech pathology. He was also a track runner. He was an excellent athlete and an excellent swimmer by all accounts. And he was a family man, right? As far as we know, he didn't have a partner, a girlfriend, but he kept in regular contact with his family. He spoke to his mother almost daily on the phone, either by phone, like ringing her, or by text. He was a mama's boy, and I can understand this. My youngest son, if he ever sees this, he'll deny it, but he's a mama's boy, right? He's 19. He lives at home, he's at university, he's doing well, but he's always been a mama's boy. So if he was living away from home and I didn't hear from him in a while, I'd be very, very concerned. Like, some grown-up kids are really independent, and if you don't hear from them, then you don't think anything of it. But when you know your kid that well, then if you can't contact them for a day or 2 days, then I can understand as a parent that I'd be very, very worried. So that's exactly what happened to Jelani's mother, Carmen. As I said, Jelani was a graduate student and he was doing classes at Illinois State University. He spoke to his mother quite extensively. He spoke to her several times in the day of August the 23rd. And then August the 24th, he was seen on the Illinois State University's security system going into the building. He logged into a computer. This was very, very early. This was like before 7 a.m. So he was, set to have a busy day working. So he logged into the computer system, via his student login. And he was meant to have a class at 1 p.m. He was meant to be seeing one of his professors during that morning. And he was a grade A student. He was a fantastic student. So the professor was a little bit concerned when he didn't turn up for this meeting on the 24th of August. But she didn't think anything of it, really, I know myself, students sometimes get really busy and they might just forget that they've got a meeting scheduled. Not like Jelani, but that was possible. But then he didn't turn up for class in the afternoon of the 24th. And then he didn't turn up for class on the 25th. With no explanation, no phone call or text or email saying, I'm not very well, I'm not going to be in class for a few days because I'm ill. Nothing like that. He just disappeared. So the professor tried to contact him, but she couldn't get hold of him. So she called the campus police and said, can we just do a welfare check on Jelani? Because, it's really not like him. So as well as his mother saying, this is really not like him, his professor also said the same thing, which I find really interesting. He was well known, he was well liked at university because he was such a good student. So the welfare check revealed that the university records weren't up to date, but they managed to get hold of Jelani's older brother. He's got 2 brothers and 2 sisters. He raised the alarm with Jelani's mother, and she said, no, I've not heard from him today. And when she checked back her phone records, she hadn't heard from him since the 23rd. So she started calling him, and no avail. He just disappeared off the face of the earth. However, what investigation of surveillance revealed at the university was that he, as I said, he was caught on security surveillance footage. He was also caught buying a Starbucks some time after 7 o'clock. So he was on campus at that time. But then later in the day, it came out around 9ish, so a couple of hours later, he changed his clothes and he was going into a dispensary. You can see him looking at the camera. So is he just looking at the camera? Is there a reason why he's looking at the camera? Anyway, so his family were really, really concerned. His professors were really concerned. Fast forward to the 26th, and Jelani's car, quite a distinctive car, was found an hour away from the university. So it's like over 50 miles, 60 miles from the university, in a wooded area in the town of Peru, Illinois. So that was really, really concerning. So, you know, his mother was fearing the worst, and she was hassling the police to say, well, this is really not like my son. This my son is missing. Please take me seriously. But they didn't. Now, bear in mind, this is a young boy, not a young boy, a young man, 25 years old, at university. They're probably thinking, well, you know, he's gone off, he's having a party, he's met someone, he's enjoying himself, you know, the family are overly protective. Do you know what? I can get that, I can understand that. But also, as I said, I can really understand why his mother was so concerned, because this was not like him. Some young men, yeah, a lot of young men, yeah, they might just skip classes for a few days, go and have a party. But why did he leave campus so early on that day? Where was he going? And no one can answer that question. But the police said, look, he's just skipped classes. But his mother knew, you know, mother's instinct, she knew something was wrong. And then on September the 4th, a body of a young male was found in the Illinois River. However, his mother, you know, she was banging on the door of the police offices daily. She was doing everything she could. She was frantic. She was doing news reports to try to find where Jelani was, and then was this body her son? And they couldn't tell her. They said, the body is so decomposed, we just don't know, which is ridiculous. So she provided a DNA sample. She provided his dental records. And eventually, nearly 3 weeks later, on September the 22nd, it was confirmed that this was the body of 25-year-old Jelani Day. That's kind of the backdrop of the story. So, because the body's so decomposed, I'm guessing the manner of death, you know, was it homicide? Did he harm himself? Was it an accident? Maybe can't be confirmed at the current time. His mother believes this is a homicide. He wouldn't harm himself. She said he's not depressed. It's unlike him to leave university like that when he had a meeting scheduled and classes. But he's not going to go and do that to himself. And I believe that is true, based on the information that has now come out about the state of his body. So although the manner of death hasn't been released as far as I know, some of the details have. And this leads me to believe that foul play was involved. Given the injuries, he could not have done this to himself, is my thinking. So if you're squeamish, then skip the rest of this video, or just, you know, go to the end, because this is shocking. I've never seen anything like this it being released. It's utterly shocking. So his eyeballs were missing. A number of his organs were missing. His brain, his liver, his spleen. He'd just been basically flayed. His organs were removed. Now, how could he have done that to himself? How could he have done that to himself? He couldn't, could he? The other argument might be, well, he's so decomposed because he's been in the river for such a long time, and, you know, his body's been eaten by turtles or fish, you know, carnivorous fish. But it kind of doesn't fit the pattern, just based on the information we've got. Yeah, there probably is animal activity. There will be decomposition because of the water, but whole organs removed. And what really, really stands out to me was his jaw. His jaw appears to have been sawn off. Now, as far as I'm concerned, carnivorous fish or turtles do not possess saws. They do not go around sawing people's jaws off. So this has got to be foul play. And someone has to know something. And this is why I'm highlighting this case on my channel. I'll continue to follow it. just to see if anything further comes out. Somebody must know something. Somebody must have seen him. Somebody must have seen his direction of travel. Was he on his own? Did he arrive in that wooded area in Peru with someone? Or was someone else driving his car? We just don't know. But somebody knows something. So if you've got any information at all, please, please, please call that in to the authorities in Illinois. His mother is frantic to know what happened to her son. His whole family are absolutely devastated. And somebody knows what really happened to Jelani Day. So I'm going to leave it there for today. And then, as I said, I'm going to try and stream the conference later on. So please leave your comments and any questions you have down below. If I do stream live tonight, as I said, I'll do a Q&A so you can ask any questions. Goodbye from me. See you in the next video. Goodbye from Miss Tillington and Miss Cassie Springer. Bye, guys.